Good afternoon to all my students. So today I'm starting the fourth chapter, that is moving charges and magnetism. If you have not watched my previous videos, do watch the previous videos and go through the chapters. So this is the fourth chapter, that is moving charges and magnetism. Yes. So what is a magnet? Okay. So magnet is a substance which attracts the ionodes or the substances or the metals which it attracts towards itself. It has two poles, north pole and south pole, and there are different types of magnets, natural magnets and artificial magnets. Natural magnets are the magnetic ore, magnetite, okay, and the artificial magnets are the man-made magnets. For example, they come in different shapes: bar magnet, horseshoe magnet, the magnets which we see in the toys. Okay, so the magnetic compass needle, all these are the artificial magnets, right? So therefore, and also one more thing, earth also acts as a magnet, right? It has north pole and south pole. It exists in dipole, it cannot exist in monopole, right? So these are some of the basic characters of the magnets that you have already studied uh, in your high school level, right, or in your primary. So coming to the moving charges and magnetism, so till now we have read about the electrostatics. So in electrostatics, what we have studied, we have studied that the charge, if it is stationary or it is at rest, it has field around itself. Okay, so if another test charge is brought, it it will experience a force of repulsion or force of attraction, right? Then we have studied about the potential, right? So all these we have studied in the previous chapters. And the third chapter was the current electricity, where the charges, when they flow, they form the current, right? So now we are moving to complete different chapter, that is magnetism, right? Origin of the magnetism, that is moving charges and magnetism. So when the charge is moving in a charges are moving in a conductor, the it has current as well as it has the magnetic character. So now let us move on to the so what we will speak in this section is, or in this slide is, first we'll go to the introduction of the magnetism, okay, and we will see the experiment, that is Oersted experiment, and the Ampere swimming rule, that is which confirms the motion of the magnet when there is a current flow, okay. Then we will see the magnetic force, and then we'll go through the Lorentz force, right? Okay, so let us go to the next chapter, no, sorry, next slide, that is introduction. So this previously, people thought that in ancient days, people thought that electricity and magnetism are two different uh, top topics in science or in topics in physics. But as a Danish scientist, Hans Christian Ørsted, commented, or he experimented, and he gave the experiment, his according to his experiments, he confirmed that electricity and magnetism are the two, they are same, related to each other, and he called it as electromagnetism, okay. Sorry, Michael Faraday gave it as the Maxwell unified the electric and magnetism, and he gave the name electromagnetism, that is Maxwell gave the name called electromagnetism, okay. So the first scientist who put forth the theory that electricity and magnetism are the same, they are related to each other. Okay, he, according to the experiment, that is not particularly, he didn't do the experiment, he was going to find out something else and he found out this. So when the wire, when he held a wire which was in which current was flowing, and there was a electrical compass needle, so magnetic compass needle. So with the flow of charges, the magnetic compass needle started deflecting. So he thought that there, apart from the current or apart from the electric force, there is another force called the magnetic force, which made the magnetic compass needle deflect. Okay, and his experiments again, they were confirmed by two scientists again who supported him. Okay, that is Ampere and Faraday, Michael Faraday supported that, saying moving charges produce magnetism. And also Maxwell gave his theory where he unified electricity and magnetism, and he called it a different stream of physics, that is known as the electromagnetism. Okay, so this is the introduction. So let us now go to Oersted experiment. So what does Oersted experiment say? So here is a magnetic compass needle, where if we take a conductor A and B, and if the current flows from A to B, what happens is and if it is not the wire is not made in contact, but it is little bit away from the magnetic compass needle, but close to it, we can say that the conducting wire is close to the magnetic compass needle. Now what happens is the magnetic needle starts deflecting. Okay, the north pole of the magnetic compass needle moves towards the direction of the current. Okay, it is attracted towards the current and it faces north. It is deflecting. You can see in the figure here, the arrow mark shows that the north pole of the magnetic needle is towards, in which direction the current is moving from A to B. In that direction, the north pole of the needle is deflected. So now, what happens if it is reversed? Let us see here in the second figure diagram. Now, that is, if we say so if it is north and this is south, here west, here east, so this north pole of the needle is moving towards the west. Okay, when it is possible, when the current moves from A to B. Okay, now if it is reversed, what happens? Let us see. So here in the figure B, we can see that the current moves from B to A. Now it is reversed. The deflection of the compass needle, magnetic compass needle, is reversed. The south pole of the magnetic needle moves towards the west and the north moves towards the east. So here it is east, and here and when it is moving from A to B, it moves towards the west. Okay, that is, it is completely reversed. And this was supported by Ampere's swimming rule. So where if we imagine a man swimming along the wire in the direction of the current with his face always turned towards the needle, such that the current enters his feet. So if the man is swimming in this direction, so if it is his legs here and here it is his head, so the current moves from his leg and it is moving out from his head. So this is known as the Ampere swimming rule. Okay, so the same thing it is explained here. A man swimming along the wire in the direction of the current with his face always turned towards the needle such that current enters at his feet. So now it is entering from his feet and it moves and leaves at his head. It is leaving from his head. The north pole of the magnetic needle will be deflected towards his feet. Okay. Yes. So now Ampere supported the Oersted experiment. Okay. Now let us see what is the concept of magnetic field from magnetic force. Okay. So from electrostatics we have seen that F equal to, that is vector F is equal to QE vector E. Now there is a magnetic force here. So let us see. Let us consider B vector B as the magnetic field. So therefore, if there are number of charges, so there is flow of current here. So flow of current is nothing but the flow of charges. So let us take this as Q1, here as Q2, here as Q3. So if we take B1 as the magnetic field due to a single charge, charge 1, and B2 as the magnetic field due to the Q2. So on, net magnetic field is given by vector B is equal to vector B1, vector B2, vector B3, and so on till n number of charges or electrons, that is Bn. So this is the magnetic force. This is the magnetic force. Okay. So now let us see what is meant by Lorentz force. Okay. Now Lorentz force, what it says is, if there is a sheet and along the sheet at a certain point there is a center point, there is a charge plus Q. So according to this Lorentz force, it shows that the direction of the field. So if this is V is the velocity and B is the magnetic field and upwards will be the force. Okay. So if we take the right hand rule, so the thumb points towards the field or the force, and the pointer finger shows the magnetic field and the middle finger will show the velocity. Okay, followed. So this will be the Lorentz force. Let us find it. Consider a positive charge Q moving with velocity v in the presence of magnetic field B. It is experimentally found that magnetic force on the charge Q is given by F equal to, so it is in vector form, vector F is equal to vector V cross vector B into the charge Q. Now the force F depends on the charge and velocity v. That means the charge is moving with velocity vector v and it has a magnetic force or magnetic field vector b. Force on a negative charge is opposite to that on that positive charge. The force becomes zero if the velocity and magnetic field are parallel to each other. So if they are parallel to each other, then the force will be zero. When it will be maximum? It will be maximum when they are perpendicular to each other, because here it is a cross product. So cross product is nothing but F is equal to Q VB sine theta. So if it is parallel, the angle between those two is, if it is parallel means theta equal to 0. So now sine of 0 will be equal to 0. So if it is parallel, then force will be 0. And if they are perpendicular, that is velocity and the magnetic field are perpendicular to each other, then the force will be maximum. That is, if theta equal to 90 degree, then the force will be maximum. Okay. Now F equal to, I have already done this. So F equal to Q into V cross B. So when there is a cross product, so I have not written here B, it should be VB sine theta. Okay. Now magnetic field B at the point is defined as a force acting on a unit positive charge moving with unit velocity perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field. And what is the SI unit of the field? It is given by Tesla, by the name of who discovered this magnetic field, that is on the name of the scientist Nikola Tesla, the SI unit is given. The magnetic field at the point is 1 Tesla if at point the positive charge of 1 coulomb moving at a right angle to the magnetic field with a velocity of 1 meter per second experience a force of 1 Newton. So therefore, if B is 1 Tesla, if Q is 1 coulomb, if V is 1 meter per second and theta is 90 degree, then force on the charge is equal to 1 Newton. So when it will be theta is 90 degree, so sine of 90 is 1. Okay, so it has a maximum force. So B equal to, let us see the dimension now. B is equal to F by Q V sine theta. So B is equal to, what we have is m a raised to minus 2 t raised to minus 2. So therefore here F is equal to QE plus Q into V cross B. So here this is the force for electric field, this is the force of magnetic field. Now we are considering only the magnetic field, hence the equation F equal to QV cross B is known as the Lorentz force. Hope you have understood this. If you have not understood, again go through the video and press the like button, share it with your friends and subscribe to more topics in this syllabus. Okay, thank you for watching.